Hello, West Seneca. This is Mr. Bystrak, the superintendent, checking in with all of our families and all of our students. Today is Tuesday, September 22nd, the first day of fall. It's our 11th day of school, and I talked to our community and said that I'd be providing regular updates regarding our progress and how the school year is proceeding, and I thought I would just take a few minutes just to hit some of the high points and just talk to folks about how we're progressing and with some of our plans. As everyone is aware, we are starting off the year fully remotely, and again, the reasoning behind that really stemmed from safety concerns, but also from being able to make sure that we're providing a sound educational experience for our students as well. So I'm pleased to say that I've been around to all of our schools on a number of different occasions over the past couple of weeks as the school year started off, and I feel very confident that our teachers and our families and our students are doing a nice job of engaging with one another. We've had great attendance, great turnout from our students showing up to their Google Meet sessions, and our teachers have been doing a really nice job in providing what I think is an enriching educational experience. So the first couple of weeks, getting a chance to really take this from what teachers were trained to do and then moving it to the actual applied, of doing it in the classroom, I think has been very beneficial to us. We've been able to focus solely on that, is what does it take to be a good remote instructor, and I think we're doing a nice job there. So just a couple of things I'd like to mention. So I'd like to welcome a couple of new faces to the district. Over at West Senior High School, we have a new assistant principal, Mr. Patrick Smith, and he is hitting the ground running, doing a phenomenal job over at West Senior. Fortunately for us, he's actually very tech savvy, so that's been of great benefit to us as we started off the year, so welcome. We also have Mrs. Carolyn, and she goes by Sue Whalen. She's our new food services director, and again, hit the ground running. She walked right in here and instantly has really made a name for herself with her enthusiasm and some great ideas that she has. So welcome, Mrs. Whalen. So also in regard to food services, I just want to maybe just take a moment to talk a little bit about our food services delivery program. So given that we started the school year fully remotely, we decided that we wanted to be able to provide our meals to our students that qualify for free and reduced lunches. So we've been working with our transportation department over the past couple of weeks to deliver meals, and I would say that what was happening in the first week to the second week to now, we've really progressed quite a bit as well, and we're much more efficient in terms of being able to make sure we're delivering those meals. So anybody 18 or under can qualify for these meals, similar to what we did last year during the spring and over the summer out of Northwood and Winchester. Right now we're operating out of West Elementary and East Middle School. Anybody 18 or younger can come by and pick up meals at no cost. Now we are going to be delivering lunches to families, students that are free or reduced, as long as we practically can, because I will say that as we work toward bringing more students back onto our campuses, which I'll talk about in just a moment, we'll be using our transportation department more and more. So there will be a point in which we'll give plenty of notice, but where we'll have to say that it'll be pickup only. But for the time being, we felt as though it was an appropriate use of our time and resources to make sure that we were connecting our students with lunches and breakfasts. So another thing that we're using our transportation department for right now too is the drop-off of materials and supplies. So we've actually created a schedule that started this week with some of our elementary buildings. Next week we'll be hitting some of our secondary buildings, the middles and high schools. But basically the teachers will be sending supplies, and we'll be going door to door dropping off supplies that are needed, whether it be a math spiral or a social studies textbook, something along those lines. Just making sure that our students have every advantage that they need and have what they need to be able to be engaged in the educational process. Transitioning a little bit, I'm absolutely thrilled with the manner in which our Chromebook distribution has taken place, and that's a credit to our IT department. They really did a nice job in working with our school administrators and our teachers in many cases, especially at the elementary schools, to ensure that the vast majority of our students right now do have their Chromebooks, their district-issued Chromebooks. So we still have a few more to go, but in some cases, families have indicated they don't need the devices. So, but the vast majority of our students are now connected. I know that we're still working with some families who may still require some assistance with getting connected to the internet. So we're still working through that right now, but that is something that the district is doing. So just a big thanks to our IT department as well. And on that note, just to remind everyone that the Go page, so if you go to your school's website, your web page, okay, so if you're at Allendale, go to the Allendale web page, top left corner is the Go page. Click on that link, and there are just a wealth of video tutorials and resources that will help students and families stay connected and really enhance the learning process. So I encourage everyone to check out that Go page. So a little while ago I mentioned, we talked about the whole goal of ours to be able to return students to our campuses for in-person instruction and support. And I just want to give everybody a little update as to where we're at right now. So this week, we've actually begun the process of bringing some of our students to campus, working with families for evaluations and assessments and things like that. So there are certain students that are required, whether it's a speech evaluation or evaluation by an occupational therapist. We've begun the process of doing that. We've developed and implemented some safety protocols to be able to do that. One of the next steps along those lines with some of those same service providers is going to be working to actually have those services take place here right on campus. We're also doing the same thing with some of our students that could be considered English language learners, so students for whom English is not their native language. We're also actively exploring a universal pre-K program to be able to bring students, even for a portion of the week, in person, because we do value the in-person experience too. We're still working through some of those plans, and also looking at some of the students that may benefit from services in our self-contained special education classrooms, so they might be in a smaller classroom. These are active conversations that we're having right now. Ultimately, our plan is to be able to phase back in all of our students, but we're starting off right now with some of these populations that we feel are most in need of some of the in-person support and working from there. So this is going to be an ongoing conversation, and as we start to bring in some of the larger groups, we will be engaging members of our community, our families, to be able to have dialogue and discussion about the manner in which people come back as well. So there's more to come with this. Also part of our multi-phased approach, and if you've noticed, I've listed a number of groups, and it's not that we do one at a time, it's that we do a few at a time at this point we're working on. We've also, as everyone knows, we've started off with our athletic programming. We have resumed athletics, all the outdoor athletics anyway, that have been allowed by the state in Section 6. And yesterday was our first day of practices, and from everything I'm hearing, they went very well. So I'm looking forward to our students being able to safely participate in athletic practices and competition. There'll be more to come, though, with that. So that's about all I have for right now. I do intend on providing these updates on a regular basis, and I guess what I would say is let's just please make sure that we stay connected to our families, to our students. Please continue to stay as connected as you are right now, because we're having a really good turnout rate. Students are showing up for classes, and we're having some really meaningful experiences. So just to reiterate that, just the importance of being a part of the educational process. I want to thank all of our families and our students, and I also want to thank all of our educators for working to make this the start of the school year a success that it is. Thank you.